One half of the semifinal bracket is filled in. That means we have two more quarterfinal games for you as we start tonight with the 2-seed Bryant and Stratton Bobcats and the 10-seed, the Lenoir Lancers. Lancers 7-22, 6-17 in the region. Bryant and Stratton 23-6, 17-5 in the region. And hello, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you as you take a look at the updated bracket. So the Lancers and head coach Chris Brown winning in the opening round 79-76 at Patrick and Henry. And Bryant and Stratton as the 2-seed receiving the bye here to the quarterfinal. Bryant and Stratton in the gray as they control the opening tip. Lancers in the sky blue. Bryant and Stratton won both meetings by double digits in the regular season against Lenoir. Put up triple digits both times, 104-67 in Virginia on November 13th. 105-81, January 23rd. That game was played in Kinston. So, 10 seed against the 2 as we start things off here. Shot clock down, the 5-ball tipped, and the Lancers get a turnover. So here comes Lenoir into the forecourt, traveling, called on Hyman. So the ball will go back to the Bobcats under head coach Cliff Coleman. Region 10 Coach of the Year, more on that later on. Here's Youngblood for Bryant and Stratton. Bynum in the corner. This is a Bryant and Stratton team that lost back-to-back games just one time this season. They come into this tournament winning 16 of 18 games. Bobcats fighting for the offensive rebound. Dow has it. Here's Walker, top of the key. Dow for 3, short. Rebound controlled by Lenoir. Lancers pulling off the upset on the road. A little bit closer to home in Wilmington. We're at Cape Fear Community College. Blair drives in, throws it up. Neither team able to scratch yet. Blair the offensive rebound. It's a down low to Dow. Dow throws it up. Tip for the rebound, no good. And it's controlled by George, I believe that was, coming out of the pack with it. He was in a sea of defenders. Here's Williams for 3. And the first points of the game to Lenoir, almost 2 minutes in. Jarius Williams, 12 points per ball game, 27% from 3 on the season. Bryant and Stratton, Youngblood, poked away by Jones, and a late whistle and a foul called on the Lancers. Bobcats a good rebounding team, 17th in the country at 42.9. Like to share the basketball. We've seen the passing on display. They've worked the clock here at the start of this one. 16th in Division II at 19.3 assists per ball game as Logan Blair gets the scoring started for the 2-seed. Blair 12 points, 9 rebounds per game, a third team all-region selection. Hyman top of the key for the Lancers. Here is McKinney, guarded by Walker and the man-to-man. George top of the key, has it poked away, and Dow comes up with the steal on the deflection. Bobcats looking for their first lead, laying it up and in is Youngblood on the dime from Blair. Youngblood, 11 points per ball game. Lancers trying to answer back quick, and they do. That is Kevon Brown. Brown just under 10 points per ball game. And it's another steal. Lancers second here tonight. Layup no good. Putback is good. Quantavis McKinney on the putback. 23 points per ball game. He's 6th in Division II in scoring the basketball. Second team all region at 8 rebounds a game as well. Shoots 52% from the field. He's got range too. Walker for 3. No good. And here come the Lancers leading it by 3. McKinney short arms the 3. Scoop over to Walker from downtown. Yes! Caleb Walker, 32% from 3 this season. 3 out of the 5 starters have scored for the Bobcats. We are tied at 7. Ditto for Lenoir. 3 out of the 5 scorers for Lenoir. McKinney, Brown, and Williams. Williams has 3 of the 7. Here's Hyman on the right wing. Shot clock down to 8. Hyman will take a contested 3 and swish it. Caleb Hyman, just 24% from 3. Williams, 27% from 3, but both on fire. Here's Youngblood. This is a Lancers team playing hot at the right time of the year. Bynum can't get it to go. George the rebound. Lenoir has won 4 of 5 entering the quarterfinals. They cough it up here. 3rd in Division II with 30.8 3-point attempts per game. 17th with 71.5 field goal attempts per game. But they're near the bottom in shooting percentages. 129th in field goal percentage. 130th in 3-point percentage. But another flip side to that, February's been their best shooting month. They're shooting 46% as a team in the month of February in 9 games and 31% from 3. So a team that will get a lot of shots up, and they'll take quick jumpers. When they're hot, they're hot. There's Hyman top of the key. This is McKinney from downtown. Rebound controlled by the Bobcats. Again, you'll see a lot of one-and-dones for Lenoir. Going to be tough to get extra chance opportunities against Bryant and Stratton. Double team down low. And Brown loses it. Brown seemed determined to try to shoot over that double team. Devon Brown into the game, an early sub for Cliff Coleman. And the Lancers were able to win that battle. They'll get the basketball here. Chris Brown might have been looking for a foul called there. Hyman into the forecourt for Lenoir. 10-7 Lancers, the 10 seed. Here's George bounce pass, and the official down low says it's going to be Lenoir basketball. Looking for some help, but 16 on the shot clock now for the Lancers. Kinston, North Carolina. Brown can't get the 3. Tip for the rebound. Brown for Bryant and Stratton. Off the Brown for Lenoir miss. Stay with me. Here's Brown, top of the key. Youngblood pull up. Can't, well, he gets the friendly rim, so Jefferson Youngblood, his second field goal. He's got 4, 50% shooter on the year. Bryant and Stratton down by 1. Hyman on the near side. About 6 minutes into this third quarterfinal from Cape Fear Community College in downtown Wilmington. Brown with the fake, extra pass down low. McKinney gets his second bucket. He figures to have a lot of them here tonight. 23.1 points per ball game, 8 rebounds, 2.4 assists, nearly 2 steals a game. Offensive rebound put back by Brown, can't get the bounce. Bobcats are cold at the start of this one, a team averaging 82 points per ball game. Hyman for 3, yes! And the Lancers come out. Hyman's second triple. Lenoir leads by 6. We saw this early in the Davidson and Guilford Tech matchup. Guilford Tech started fast, had a 6-point lead, and Davidson won that one by more than enough, let's say. As we go to our first time out, though, it's the 10-seed Lancers feeling good about their start. 15-9 over the Bobcats. We'll be back. That is me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be with you. I'm at the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. You and I watching quarterfinal action in the Division II Region 10 men's basketball tournament. And the 10-seed Lenoir Lancers, 7 wins on the year. Right now besting the 2-seed Bryant and Stratton Bobcats 15-9. Bobcats in the gray, Lancers in the sky blue. Here is Brown, the pull-up from the free throw line extended, no good. Bryant and Stratton continues to be cold at the start of this one. McKinney from Steph range. Correction, that was Jarius Williams from Steph range. He's got 6. Hyman has 6, all from behind the arc. And the lead is 9 for the Lancers. This is what I'm talking about. They're going to get shots up, and if they're feeling good, Walker tries to answer, can't do it. George the rebound. Lenoir, stunning start here in the first 7.5 minutes. Like I said, we had this happen this afternoon. Guilford eventually cooled off. Davidson made their run, and it was all over by halftime. Here is Hyman for 3. Got another one. Caleb Hyman has 3 triples at the start. Lancers by 12. Okay, Guilford didn't start this fast. They led by 6, but Lancers throwing the first couple of blows here in the opening half. Youngblood. Ball movement again for Bryant and Stratton as they answer with a triple. It's Caleb Walker with his second 3. So Walker with 6 of the 12. McKinney again. Not that time. Rebound by Dow. Bynum steps inside the arc. Can't get the jumper. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to give it to the Lancers. Not sure if it's a foul or a jump ball because the Lancers they called the foul on Bryant and Stratton. So both teams with a early team foul. Zaire Rogers into the game for Bryant and Stratton. Cliff Coleman also sending in Josiah Turner, number 10. Cliff Coleman, congratulations to him, Region 10 Coach of the Year. We'll put up the all-region teams on the next time out, but Cliff Coleman, Region 10 Coach of the Year, 12-16 last year, plus 11 in wins, plus 8 in the region, 17-5. Here's Hyman out deep with it now for the Lancers, leading by 9. Catch and shoot again, McKinney for 3, and they got another one. Quantavious McKinney, 7 points. Lancers doubling up the Bobcats, the 10 seed by 12. Bynum now for Bryant and Stratton. Here's Turner. Inside 11 to go here in this opening half. Bynum again. Very deliberate offense for the Bobcats. Catch and shoot for Walker. Hit one earlier, not that time. McKinney's got the rebound. McKinney hesitates, attacks, throws it off the glass and in. Tough move. McKinney's got 9. And the Lancers by 14. I saw Lenoir play Brunswick earlier this year, and they didn't look like this. I'm telling you, you get hot the right time of the year. That was a tough bucket by Kendall Bynum, by the way. Kendall Bynum is tied for 6th with 6.3 assists per game in Division II. Gets his first bucket here. Open look for George. Just past the midway point of this opening half. Lancers 28, Bobcats 14. Here's Bynum over to Turner. Bounce pass deflected, but Rogers comes away with it. Back to Turner. Turner gets around his man. Extra pass to Brown. Easy one. Good ball movement there. 28-16. 9.5 to play in the first half. Hyman top of the key. Driving on Brown. Spins, hangs, can't score. Brown the rebound. Throw ahead. Extra pass to Turner in the corner. Bynum now. Can't score it. Brown the rebound for Lenoir. Putting the moves on. Brown going to work. Can't get the bucket, but he's fouled. I've got 16 for Bryant and Stratton. The scoreboard still says 14. Am I missing something? I'm pretty sure that shot was good. Was I making that up? First free throw by Brown is good. 61% free throw shooter. Missed the second. Box out by Rogers. Trap is on for the Lancers with 9 minutes to go. Jackson off the bench. Montrell Jackson throws it ahead, and a foul called as Turner got popped. George returns for Lenoir. Here's a three for Jackson. Got it to go. Montrell Jackson off the bench with a triple. And it's 29-17. Evidently, that last bucket was no good. I'm not sure what happened. So, scratched the bucket for Kendall Bynum. That was previously I counted. Here's a three, no good. Put back by Brown down low. Kevon Brown with a nice bucket. 31-17. Corner three is no good by Turner. Here's Hyman. Extra pass, Carroll off the bench. Can't score. So James Carroll into the game. McKinney stays out there. Hyman's still in the game. Brown scores that one. George is still out there for Lenoir. And so is Brown. So that's the 5 for the Lancers. Took forever to get there, but we got there. Attacking, shot blocked. Bryant and Stratton 16th in blocks with 5 a game. Looking to get a quick bucket in transition. Couldn't do it. Hyman throws it ahead to McKinney. McKinney attacks again. He's blocked again. Ball batted around. Bobcats have it. And a 3 in transition for Turner. Bobcats starting to heat up. Lancers 31, Bobcats 22. Carroll into the forecourt. Hyman on the far side. Bobcats have Turner, Rogers, Brown, Bynum, and Jackson in the game right now. Another swat by Rogers. Third block in the last 3 possessions for the Bobcats. Into the forecourt, it's Bynum. 6:09 to go in the half. Brown back to him. Here's Turner for 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Rogers. Put back no, but he's fouled. Zaire Rogers will go to the free throw line. We go to a timeout, 5:59 to go in the half. Lancers still in the lead. Bobcats starting to wake up. As we take a look at the all-region teams, a couple players playing in this game, of course. Back to live action, Chris Sheeman here with you. Zaire Rogers, a 58% free throw shooter at the line. He's 26th in Division II, shooting 59% from the field. Off the bench for Cliff Coleman. 10.7 points per ball game for Rogers this year. Gets his first here tonight. 6.6 rebounds, 1.2 blocks. Rogers rims in the second one, and it's a 7-point game. Logan Blair back out there for Bryant and Stratton. 2 points for him here tonight. Cameron Jones Hood in the game as well for the Bobcats out of that timeout. Neither one of these teams has a ton of depth by JUCO standards. Brown for 3, yes. Lancers still hot. Kevon Brown with 8 points. 5:37 to play in this first half. It's been a fun one. 10 seed by 10. Jones Hood out to Jackson, back to Jones Hood. Jackson now goes to the cutter Dow, down low. Nice pass to Blair, couldn't get it. And another box out by Brown, George, who brings it into the forecourt for the Lancers. Brown on the left wing. Putting the moves on and had it deflected out. That was off of Blair. Another sub as Tavis McKinney back out there. 9 points already for McKinney. Got to get it in here. They sky it up top to Brown. Brown, given space, goes to McKinney, left wing 3. No. Box out by Jackson for Bryant and Stratton. Dow gets it back to him. Jackson scooped, missed it short. Rebound again to George. Savon George, 7.5 points per game, also 7 rebounds. He's close to double digits in rebounding, but he lost the dribble there. So Lancers turn it over. Winner of this game will play the winner of our nightcap between Pitt and Fayetteville in our last quarterfinal. The semifinals are tomorrow at 2 and 4. Winner of this game would play at the 4 p.m. semifinal. Brown trying to get the steal. It's taken back by Blair, and a player is down for the Bobcats. We might have a foul called here on Lenoir. It's been a fairly clean first half in terms of fouls. So Jackson to inbound it for the Bobcats. This is a Bryant and Stratton team that shot 55% or better 7 times this year. Trying to find their stroke here, and they run out of time. Turners did not get it off before the shot clock expired. So I guess there wasn't a foul because the shot clock would have been back at 20. Might have been a jump ball. I'm not sure. We've had a couple of those shrug your shoulder calls here in this first half. But for the most part, a clean first half in terms of whistles. Brown thought about it. George, it goes through his hands. Second turnover by George here down the stretch. Bobcats getting some stomps. Got to make a run now. Jackson the scoop. And that's going to be an offensive goaltend. I think if Dow had let that alone, Jackson would have had his second bucket. That's one of those, if you're playing in Europe, that's a nice play by Dow. Here's Hyman for Lenoir. Caleb Hyman, 9 points. McKinney's got 9. Brown's got 8. He's got the basketball right now. Shot clock down to 10 for the Lancers. McKinney throws it right side. George for 3, no. Tip for the rebound. And it's controlled by the Bobcats as we go inside 3 minutes to play. Bryant and Stratton attacking. Turner in the corner. Blair, who got the rebound, going to work down low. Tough bucket there. Logan Blair is second here tonight. Now a steal by the Bobcats. Bobcats have trailed by 14 here tonight. Here's Turner off the back iron. Rebound by Hyman. Lancers looking to push. Hyman coast to coast. Had it blocked. That's the 4th block of the half for Bryant and Stratton. And they get the timeout as Turner was on the ground in no man's land. So we'll take a quick timeout. Come right back. All right, we're back to live action. 2:14 to go here in the first half. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. The 10-seed Lenoir Lancers came out of the gate shooting gangbusters from three-point range, have an 8-point advantage right now. Bryant and Stratton looking to push to the bucket. Another stop for the Lancers down low. It was George with some nice interior defense. Hyman top of the key. Trying to drive on Dow, throws it up and gets the whistle. Minute 54 to go. Both teams with 3 team fouls, so both teams can stay aggressive defensively down the stretch. It's a shooting foul, though, going to send Caleb Hyman to the line. Looking to get into double figures, 75% shooter from the free throw line this year. He gets the first, so he is in double figures. He is, yes, the first player in double figures for either team here tonight. Caleb Hyman, 20 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, almost 3 assists per game, and nearly 2 steals per game. Jarius Williams is actually 7th in the country for the Lancers, 3 steals a game. Here's Youngblood back into the game. Youngblood Jackson and Bynum in the backcourt. Dow and Blair up front. Bynum left wing, looking for Youngblood and lost it out of bounds, looking for the whistle. Youngblood doesn't get the call. Some contact there. But they're letting them play here tonight. And that's a welcome change for typical Eastern North Carolina JUCO basketball. Near side George. Lancers trying to go back up double figures. So far they've held off the Bryant and Stratton run. They haven't given up a huge run. Carroll, tip pass to Hyman for 3. No. The put back down low, no. Bobcats getting stops. Ball deflected by McKinney, who slides and comes up with the steal. What a play by McKinney. Carroll now gets it out. Catch and shoots. Brown for 3. Brown in double figures now. He's got 11. Lancers by 12 again. Bobcats held to just 26 points. They scored. Bryant and Stratton had 209 combined points against Lenoir in the first 2 regular season meetings. This is March, though, folks. Dow to the bucket. Can't get it. Tip no by Blair. Lancers another stop. Shot clock is off. Coach Brown says we got to take the last one here. So they'll run some time. What a performance by the 10 seed Lancers. Won 4 out of 5 games entering this quarterfinal. Their best shooting month just behind them in February. Hyman at the top of the key banks it in. What a shot by Hyman, who's got 13 and a half. Half-court heave, no good. And the Lancers take their second biggest lead into the locker room. The 10 seed Lenoir Lancers 41, the 2 seed Bryant and Stratton Bobcats 26. We'll take the 15-minute halftime break, folks. We'll be back with all the second half action from Wilmington in just a little bit. Don't go too far. Welcome back, everybody. What a first half for the Lenoir Lancers, and they cap it off near the buzzer on this heave by Caleb Hyman. He's got 13 in the half as we get set to go from Wilmington. It's Lancers 41, Bobcats of Bryant and Stratton 20-6. Lenoir Lancers, the 10 seed, pulling the upset on the road at Patrick and Henry. A little bit closer to home now. They attack, and it's Quantavious McKinney in double figures now with 11. So Hyman in the first half had 13. McKinney with 11. Kevon Brown with 11. Jarius Williams with 6. Here's Youngblood 4-3. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Blair. Had it poked away, but a foul. For Bryant and Stratton, a tough offensive half. Caleb Walker with 6 points. 4 for Logan Blair, Devon Brown with 4. Youngblood also with 4. 3 for Jackson, 3 for Turner, 2 for Rogers. And at the line right now is Logan Blair, a 59% free throw shooter. 14th in the country in steals per game at 2.6. Blair gets the first one to go, 12.3 points per ball game, about 9 rebounds a game as well for Blair, third team all-region. Kendall Bynum, second team for Bryant and Stratton, the number 2 seed. In a little bit of trouble as we start the second half. This is a Lancers team feeling pretty good, getting that upset victory, winning 4 of their last 5 games, shooting the ball better down the stretch in this season. Bobcats now showing some pressure here with Youngblood in the backcourt. No trouble for the Lancers, although Brown's pass is tipped out of bounds off the Bobcats. Hyman. It's it over, and attacking and scoring there is George. That's Savon George's first bucket, I believe. Lead is 18, biggest of the night for the Lancers, and Bobcats are just so cold. Point blank, they can't get it to go. Bobcats, if you're just joining us, won both meetings against the Lancers in the regular season, put up 209 combined points in both games. They have 27 here, a minute and change into this second half. Offensive foul called on Lenoir, so 2 quick team fouls on the Lancers. Youngblood, Walker in the corner. Youngblood. This time Turner, bounce pass down low to Dow, who goes glass and scores. Josiah Dow, just his first bucket, came in averaging 14 a game. In his last 6, Dow's been averaging 18. Had 2 double-doubles in the last 6 games. Blair's going to get called for the first foul of the half for Bryant and Stratton now. So McKinney will inbound. Third of 4 quarterfinals. We will have Pitt and Fayetteville Tech coming up later on. George hounded in the backcourt. Here's Williams. Got his defender in the air and gets the 3 to go. Jarius Williams with 9. And the Lancers are pouring it on. Top of the key, Blair can't answer. Offensive rebound, Youngblood. Walker short-armed it. That was Dow for 3, by the way, on the first attempt. So Bobcats will have a third crack at it here on this possession. And the pull-up is good for Bryant and Stratton. I'm trying to see the number. It was Bynum with that bucket. So that's Kendall Bynum's first. This time I'm sure of it. McKinney. Here's Hyman, top of the key. Feeling good about his shot today. Grazes the rim, that's it. Dow was out of bounds. That is the kind of night it's been for Bryant and Stratton. Turner comes into the game. Youngblood will go out for Cliff Coleman's team. Turner 3 points in the opening half for the Bobcats. Catch and shoot by George. Fight for the rebound. Brown got away while he was falling down. Williams doubled up, got it out to McKinney. Throws it back to George for 3. Yes! Oh, the Lancers are cooking. It's fresh grease for Lenoir. They've opened up a 20-point lead. This region is ridiculous. You got the 10 seed blowing out the 2 seed. Basketball in the Carolinas, especially North Carolina, you can't go wrong with it. Talent on every team. Don't records, throw them out in March. Look at this rip away by Brown. All the momentum with the Lancers. The 3 is an air ball. So Walker collects the board. Bryant and Stratton has to keep their composure. These next probably 4 minutes, they want to try to cut this lead in half here. It's a good offensive team, and Turner proves it right there with his second bucket. So Turner with 6. Always when you're the underdog, you got to worry about those runs. Stop here for the Bobcats. Turner got the rebound. Now Bynum out on the far end. Dow to Blair. Blair traveled. Logan Blair, in his last 5 games, almost 16 points per ball game, 13 rebounds, 10 double-doubles this season, shooting 60%. So far, he's got just 5 points here tonight. And we talked about it in the earlier games. March is the time of the year where you want to see those numbers trending upward, not downward, amongst your leaders. Here's Hyman. Pass in the corner, catch and shoot 3, no good. Box out there for the Bobcats. Bynum had it deflected out. Looks like Williams might have touched that one last. Just about 5 minutes into this second half. Lancers briefly took a 20-point lead. Bobcats trying to go on a run here. Corner 3 by Walker. No, yes. It went out, came back in. Caleb Walker's got 9. Here's Brown in the front court. Up top, catch and shoot 3, no good. Rebound by Rogers. Zaire Rogers in the game for Bryant and Stratton. Rogers now will back it out. Brown also back out there. That's Devon Brown. Walker, Turner, Bynum. 5 right now for the Bobcats. The little flip shot is good by Brown. 6 points for Devon Brown and that 20-point lead. This is what we were talking about. Run here by the Bobcats. They've got it down to 12. An important 4-minute stretch. They're halfway through it, and they've already shaved 8 points off of that lead. So Lancers need a bucket here. Jackson into the game for Walker for the Bobcats. So Hyman to inbound it. Can't find anybody. Now finds the cutter, George. Extra pass out, and the 3 is no good. 2 players for the same team going for the rebound, but the Bobcats do come away with it. Bucket here, I think you'll see a Lancers timeout. Here's Bynum. No. Put back. No. Twice by Rogers. So Lancers get a big stop there. Brown to the hoop. Brown hangs, missed it short. Offensive rebound to McKinney, and a foul on the floor. Be the second on Bryant and Stratton with 13:54 to go in the game. We'll go to a timeout. Lancers went up 20. Bobcats have cut it to 12. We will step aside, come back here in just a moment. So we take another look at the all-region members. All the teams. Also want to give a shout out to Cliff Coleman, Bryant and Stratton head coach, winning Region 10 Coach of the Year. They are plus 11 in the win column this year, plus 8 in Region 10 victory, 17-5 in the region. That is hard to do. You're seeing why here tonight. Lenoir at the bottom of the region. Hyman can't get the 3 to go. Jackson looking to push. Bryant and Stratton running and gunning, and they have cut the deficit in half. Bynum scores again. So the Bobcats are starting to believe with a ton of time in this one. The officials stopped play for a moment. Trap is still on for the Bobcats. So far, Lancers haven't had too much trouble with it. Bounce pass goes to Hyman. Hyman gets his defenders in the air, and Caleb Hyman going to the line, trying to answer this 10-0 run for Bryant and Stratton. Want to try to cut this lead in half. Lancers haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes, roughly. And Hyman continues that drought. Caleb's 75% at the line, normally a good free throw shooter. He's got 13 to lead all scorers here today. Make it 14, 1 out of 2. Lancers by 11. Turner gets it back. Goes left of the lane, pull up, blocked. Turner had it poked from behind. Brown stays with the dribble, then it's off of Brown, out of bounds. Some scrappy play there, Turner and Bynum. Look, when you're having a tough shooting night like Bryant and Stratton has had for the bulk of this game, you got to turn it into a muck game. And that's exactly the kind of play that can help you get back in it. Here's Bynum. Now Turner. In the corner, Jackson. Turner back to Bynum. In the lane, Brown, the flip. Yes. Devon Brown has 8. It's a 12-1 run. Lancers by 9. Can they punch back now? Blow for blow here in this third quarterfinal. George, no. No field goals in 4 minutes for the Lancers. Turner, too strong on the 3. George has the rebound. Catch and shoot 3, and that's the first one in a while, and a big one for the Lancers. Is that McKinney, I believe? Yes, it was. So McKinney with 14. Hyman with 14. For the Lancers, 28 out of the 55 from those two guys, and the Bobcats throw it away. McKinney, a 33% three-point shooter, 52% overall. Cameron Jones-Hood into the game for Bryant and Stratton. Hyman into the forecourt. George, pass deflected. Can the Bobcats save it? They do, but it comes to McKinney. Throws it full court to Williams. Now the cutter, George, lays it up. No. Ball deflected by Brown. Bobcats stay with it. Rogers no good. Ball tipped. It's knocked around. Here's Jackson throwing it up, getting the roll. Timeout, Bobcats. On a 14-4 run, the Bobcats have cut a 20-point lead down to 10 with 11:10 left to go. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you. We have 11:10 left to play in Wilmington, North Carolina, and a semifinal trip on the line. The 10 seed Lancers 55, the 2 seed Bryant and Stratton Bobcats 45. It was a 20-point lead, 14-4 extended run for the Bobcats in the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds or so. Carroll into the game. McKinney in the backcourt with it. Brown is out there still. Williams and Hyman. That's the 5 for the Lancers. Shot clock down to 6. They got to get going. Brown with 4. Pull up 3. No. Lancers have gone cold. Bobcats trying to cut it to single digits for the first time. Going to the hoop. Rogers. And it's an 8-point game. Ball tipped. It's going to be a steal by Jackson. Can't tip it in. Now Hyman spinning, splitting 2 defenders, throwing into the corner. The 3 is no good. Rebound by Turner. Turner gets it back for 3. Yes! 19-4 run. Turner's got 9. It's a 5-point game. Just past the midway point in this second half. Bryant and Stratton, it's been furious. Hyman inbound after it was deflected off the Bobcats. And the official making sure that nothing too physical going on. Ball fake, attacking, scoring Williams. Just the second field goal in the last 6.5 minutes. Williams in double figures. Rogers, left block, doubled up. Dribbles out of it. Now to Jackson. Here's Brown. Mid-range, no. Flying in Jackson, no. Jackson was out of bounds. Rogers couldn't quite gather, but he had enough presence of mind to tip it to Jackson. Unfortunately, Jackson just a notch or 2 over that line, and the Lancers are going to call for time. The 10 seed still leading it. Bobcats trying to come from 20 back. Will take time. Welcome back, everybody. 9 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in our third quarterfinal game. Lancers trying to hang on here. They still lead it by 7. Bobcats 19-6 run here. Carroll James Carroll into the game, gets it over to McKinney. McKinney had it deflected, trying to save it, and it's off him out of bounds. How about the defense? Jefferson Youngblood making the stop there. Big turnover with still a little less than 9 to play in this one. Jackson into the forecourt. Jones Hood looks for a screen. Jackson instead goes left, had it poked away. It's poked away, and it's going to be out of bounds back to Lenoir. Bobcats touching it last. Credit Williams. Williams is upset, and the official calming him down, telling him to step away so he doesn't have to tee him up. That's great officiating right there. That's absolutely fantastic officiating. You know how many times I've seen doing the games at Brunswick, it's just that they automatically tee a guy up for that, and they that's just fabulous, mature officiating. Get the kids separated. There's no need to call anything. I can tell you they're going to start calling it a little bit tighter now, though. Yeah, now there's a couple other guys getting them mixed. Now, see, now you might start to see some tees come in. So, guys got to be careful. Here's the pressure situations. This is March. Keep your head on that shoulder. But that was really good officiating. I'm happy to see it. It's a nice change of pace sometimes. Oh, the big guy, McKinney. He's fired up, and he makes a big shot there. Lancers by 9, 8:25 to go. Oh, airmailed that one. Blair, a bad turnover. Five team fouls for the Bobcats, just 2 for the Lancers. Lancers can be plenty aggressive. Bobcats got to be relatively careful. It's been a fairly clean game. They've let them battle. Extra pass to McKinney. Throws it out to Williams. Steps right, shoots the 3. Got it! And the lead is back to double digits. Williams has 15. Almost has a steal. Lenoir does have a steal. Williams tipped it to Carroll, then he got fouled. What an answer here by the Lancers. 6-team foul on the Bobcats. Blair is out. They're going to bring Dow back in. Jones Hood back in. Rogers is out there. So is Jackson and Youngblood. That's the 5 for Cliff Coleman's team. No, correction. Youngblood's going to go out, and Turner's going to come in. Brown is back in. Carroll out there. Hyman out there. McKinney out there. Williams for the Lancers. Hyman, top of the key. Brown on the right. Back to Hyman. He goes one-on-one, throws up a wild shot. Jones Hood with the rebound. Into the forecourt to Turner. Turner hangs, can't score. Tip up, and that's a wedgie. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it on this side of the court. Bynum now in the game. Chris Brown for Lenoir will bring Savon George back out there. So Bynum to inbound it here. Turner back to him. Dow going to work. Throws it up off the back iron. No. Tip Rogers. No. Rogers trying to get it, but Lancers wrestle it away. Lenoir trying to push that lead back out again. It's been as high as 20 for the Lancers. 19-6 run for the Bobcats. Cut it to single digits. Now Lancers back up by 12. Brown on the near side. Brown attacks to the hoop. Yes, and the foul. No, it's an offensive foul. They called the charge, no bucket for the Lancers. Instead, it's Bobcats basketball. Third team foul on the Lancers. Bryant and Stratton with 6. 6:58 left to go in the game. The officials are maybe double checking the foul situation or something over at the scorer's table. So held up just briefly. Be curious. This is one of those things, this level, the information doesn't come readily available, but the last time that a 10 seed, nice bucket there by Turner, has made it to a semifinal. Still a long way to go in this one. Turner in double figures now with 11. But just kind of curious, thinking ahead. Brown to Carroll. This is a Lancers team that likes to play fast. The clock's your friend right now, though. Shot clock at 8, though. Got to get going here if you're Hyman. Shot clock at 4. Hyman to Brown. Back to Hyman with 1. Got a hoist. He does. Can't hit it. Dow the rebound. Here come the Bobcats. Bryant and Stratton. Bynum steps left. No. Dow the putback. No. Rogers couldn't tip it, and coming away with it is Brown. Then we have a foul called here. Or did we get a tie-up? It's going to be Lancers basketball. If it was a foul, it's going to be the Bobcats' 7th, and we'll get a 1-and-1 for the Lancers. And it looks like that's what the call was. So that's going to put Caleb Hyman at the line, 75% free throw shooter. If there's any Region 10 aficionados out there who can get with me on Twitter or let me know, I'd be curious to know. It's the last time a 10 seed has made it to the semifinals. Front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. So Bryant and Stratton dodges a bullet there. Turner. Bounce pass to Dow. And a reach going to be called. That's going to be on the floor, I believe, on George. 14 fouls on the Lancers with 5:39 to go in the game. Turner to inbound it. 20 back on the clock for Bryant and Stratton. Bynum. Dow over a double team. No, but he's fouled. Josiah Dow with just 2 points tonight. He's a very good free throw shooter, 81%. Chance to get it within single digits again for the Bobcats. Dow averaging over 18 points a game in the last 6 games for Bryant and Stratton. Just 4 here tonight. But 2 big free throws there. Bobcats trail by 8, 5:34 to go as we go to another timeout. Well, if you had to work today, maybe you didn't feel like making the drive down, but you want to come maybe for the semifinals tomorrow, the championship on Sunday. There's some of the information. You can go to the Cape Fear Sea Devils website to learn more. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. I'm at the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. McKinney got tied up, but again, no trouble breaking the press. And there you go quickly on the three. Lancers come up short there. I believe that was Williams over on that far side. Walker into the game. Passes to Bynum. Walker, Bynum, Brown, Dow, and Turner, the 5 for the Bobcats. Bynum to the bucket, banks it in. 6 for Bynum. It's a 6-point game. Lancers got to dig deep here if they're going to pull the upset. Almost turn it over. They do turn it over. Turner the steal. Turner hounded by McKinney in the corner, trying to get around him. Cut off on the baseline. Got to get rid of it. He does. And Bynum turns on the Jets. He had it poked away. And it's going to go to Lenoir. .434 to go. They actually called a foul on the Bobcats. Lenoir's in the 1-1. So Williams going to go to the line. 77% free throw shooter. 15 points today. 4 players in double figures for the Lancers, led by McKinney, 16. 15 for Hyman, 15 for Williams, 11 for Kevon Brown. George has 5. That's all the scoring. That's it. Front end is good. Lancers have this free throw disparity, the foul disparity right now. Got to take advantage and hit these free throws down the stretch. This Bobcat team is not going to go quietly, but Williams calmly hits them both. Still 4:34 to go. In regulation, that is. Trap is on. What a rip away there. The steal. The bucket is no good, though. Dow collects the rebound. What a play, though, by Brown on that steal. Dow attacks. Swings it out. Corner 3. Yes, for Walker. Caleb Walker goes into double figures. He's got 12. It's a 5-point game. Lancers led by 20. And I'm not sure. Oh, somebody had blood on him or something? What was the reason for the stoppage there? They're going to... Nobody seems to know what to do. Okay, so 23 on the shot. Oh, the shot clock was off. They had it at 20. So they put 3 seconds back on the shot clock. I got it. I'm with you. That pass a little bit too high, but Bynum ran out of real estate on the baseline. It was 51-31 in favor of the Lancers. (28-13) since that time. And we got another foul called here as the Bobcats are starting to rack them up. So still a 1-1 for the Lancers. This will be their last 1-1, though. And we are going to get a timeout here. 3:48 left to go. Coach Brown going to call timeout for Lenoir, settle his bunch down. Well, free throws when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Free throws to come for Williams. Chris Sheeman here with you, and I'm kind of digging back into the archives on the Regions website. Meanwhile, Williams is at the free throw line. Williams has 18 points tonight. Last couple of years, I'm trying to find if there's been any double-digit seeds in this tournament to reach the semifinals. Lancers by 7, 3-possession game. Both teams have been doing some pressure here. Oh, that ball was thrown off the rim. A rare mistake for the usually sure-footed Bobcats. But a bad pass there and a timely, possibly costly turnover. Hyman on the near side. Over to Brown. Hyman, 14 points, most of the damage in the first half. Brown with 6 to shoot. Brown attacks. To the bucket, it's blocked with 2 on the shot clock, with 1 on the shot clock, that is. Lenoir will keep it, but they're going to have to hoist it. And I think we're going to get another timeout here for the Lancers. So I'm going to keep it here, but I'm going to talk to myself out loud, and I apologize. So I've gone as far back as the 2020 tournament. And so far, I've not found any real upsets. Still looking here. Let's see about 2019. 2019, the semifinals. Well, Bryant and Stratton was a 6 seed. So far, I've seen a couple 6 seeds, but I haven't seen a double-digit seed make the region championship, or the region semifinals, excuse me. Again, this is not information that comes readily available, so I'm just kind of digging on my own here. Hyman with 1 to shoot. Lancers got a hoist. Williams does. No good. Rebound by Rogers. 3-possession game, 3 minutes to go. 2 seed trying to dig deep, grit this win out. Bynum on the wing. Bynum to the lane. And underneath, we're going to have a foul on the rebound. It'd be interesting to see if they give Dow free throws here. It'll be the 16 foul on the Lancers, so no 1-and-1 yet. And they will make Bryant and Stratton inbound. If you're just joining us, the Bobcats put up 209 combined points against Lenoir in 2 regular season meetings, both victories. Corner 3, Walker no good. Here is McKinney flying into the forecourt. McKinney out of control. He might get called for a charge. Yeah. Walker kind of saw McKinney wasn't really in control. Stepped in, got position. Big stop there for the Bobcats. As Jackson comes back in, Walker will go out, sacrificing his body. Bryant and Stratton came in averaging 82 points per ball game. They've won 16, or they won 16 of their first 18 games this season. Played Davidson tough in one of their 2 meetings. On the ropes right now, though. How about these Lancers? They won a thriller at Patrick and Henry on Tuesday, and they're trying to get the upset here. Turner from Bynum, and that was deflected off the Lancers. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Don't forget our nightcap. We got a nail-biter here, but I think that Pitt and Fayetteville Tech game is going to be something else. I'm looking forward to that one as well. This one's been a pleasant surprise. It's been a wild game. Bynum to Jackson. Rogers gets it back out. Bynum for three. No. Blocks out there by George, and I think he's going to draw the foul. That was terrific positioning. Savon George there. And he took a little punishment for it, but he's going to go to the line. Double bonus now for the Lancers. Savon George, well, I've got him as a real bad free throw shooter on my stats, but these stats are almost hard to believe. So let's see. Gets that friendly rim. 6 points. Remains a 3-possession game no matter what happens with these free throws. But obviously, if you're the Lancers, you want everything you can get here. So George, 1 out of 2. You'll take that from George, though, if you're the Lancers. 8-point lead. Bynum. Dow gets it out. Turner attacks. Turner, no, but he draws the foul on Brown. Josiah Turner, 74% free throw shooter. This is a good free throw shooting team. Bynum's in the top 15. He's 12th at 85%. I mentioned Dow also over 80%. Multiple guys who get regular minutes for Cliff Coleman are over 70%. But that one is no good. So, 2 free throws would have cut it to a 2-possession game. 1 out of 2 keeps it as a 3-possession game with 2:06 to go. So Turner does get 1 out of 2. He's got 12, but it remains a 7-point lead. Lancers. Here is McKinney. Swings it out to Brown for 3. Yes! Dagger! Kevon Brown. 14 for Brown. Lead back to 10. Turner needs this. Can't get it. Put back Jackson. Yes, big bucket there. They had to score. Bryant and Stratton will call for time. Montrell Jackson with 7 points. Lancers looking good down the stretch, though. Trying to survive. We'll be back. All right, folks, well, I've gone as far back as I can go to 2017. There has been no double-digit seed in this Region 10 tournament in the semifinals. Fayetteville was the number 7 seed back in 2018. They made it to the semifinals, and that's going to be, let's see what the call is here. They're going to give it to Lenoir. I'm curious, was that ball kicked by the Lancers? It will be Lenoir basketball. So Fayetteville is the 7 seed in 2018. Home run ball goes to McKinney here. McKinney bounced past to George. Hangs has it blocked. Jones Hood tried to keep it in play. It's saved, but it's saved to Williams. Tips it to McKinney. Yeah, run some clock here, gentlemen. Hyman out deep being hounded. McKinney. Williams, and that's off his foot out of bounds. Bobcats get a big stop there. Some offense and defensive changes. Cliff Coleman. Bynum is back in the game. Looks like Carroll's going to come in for Lenoir to replace George. George has 6 points, but he's done some of those little things that don't show up in those box scores. Here's Bynum throwing it down low, getting in front. That was almost intercepted. It's going to be a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Lancers. Lancers get a big stop here. Minute 6 left to go. It's an 8-point game. If you're Bryant and Stratton, do you start to play the foul game? You got plenty of time to try to go for a steal here, so we'll see how they play it. Logan Blair back in. So is Jones Hood. Wet spot out on the court has us held up here briefly. So it's going to be curious to see how the Bobcats want to play this. Like I said, they've got some time here to go for the steal. McKinney into the forecourt. Look out. Carroll turns it over. Oh boy. Opportunity. That window is open. And down low, bucket and a silly foul. Rogers with the bucket and a chance for an old school three-point play. And you cannot commit fouls. Just let them have the bucket there if you're Lenoir. So both teams will be in the double bonus going forward. Rogers, 58% at the line, can make it a 5-point game, which would match the closest deficit Bryant and Stratton's faced here in the half, and he does. So it's a 7-point game. Now Devon Brown is in. Well, 50.6. If you're Bryant and Stratton, you like the way your defense is playing. No need to do a quick foul or anything like that. Now they might want to start. They're going to run some traps. No, now they will play the foul game. So Hyman going to go to the line, 75%. He is the second best free throw shooter on the team. So if you're the Lancers, that's the guy you want at the charity stripe. Caleb Hyman with 14 points tonight. One makes it a 2-possession game or keeps it as a 2-possession game, and 2 makes it a 3-possession game with inside 40 seconds. So these are big free throws. What is Hyman doing? Is he giving high fives or low fives to himself, to the air? He had nobody. He had none of his teammates were in the lane, so he just kind of slapped the air. Oh, that's a man having fun tonight. Caleb Hyman, ice in his veins. He's got 16. It's back to a 3-possession game here. Lancers trying to pull the upset. We'll come back. So this one running a little bit long, so if you're tuning in and you might be looking for our nightcap, maybe you're catching the end of this one. There's about 20-25 minutes between games. Whenever this one finishes, they'll put, the last time they put 25 on the clock. So just letting you know, we'll be a little bit late, but boy, have we been treated to some crazy basketball here in this one. The 10-seed Lancers trying to pull the upset against the 2nd seed in the tournament. Bobcats got to go relatively quickly here. It's a 3-possession game. Attacking the bucket, scoring easily is Bynum. And a timeout now for Bryant and Stratton. 26.9 left to go in a 2-possession game. We'll be right back. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you here at the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We've been treated to one here tonight, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen? The 10 seed. Oh, you love March, don't you? The Lancers trying to pull off an upset. And they're in the, let's see, 4 wide receivers set as the inbound goes to McKinney. McKinney is trapped, scoops it to Brown, but they're going to call a foul. Or no, I think Lenoir called for time. So McKinney was able to find Brown, but it's a timeout for Lenoir. So who's going to fill in this bottom half of the bracket? Are we going to see our first double-digit seed reach the semifinals since who knows when? Is Lenoir going to hang on? We'll find out. 23.9 away from a major upset here in Region 10. We'll be back. So, the Lancers still need to get it across midcourt here. Bryant and Stratton really doesn't have a lot of time to work with here. You can go for a quick steal, but really you gotta foul. So Brown is going to inbound it here for the Lancers. He throws the home run ball for McKinney. And McKinney scores. We didn't get to see it, but it happened. 3-possession game. Now Jackson throws it up, no. Rebound to the Lancers. Williams is fouled, and Lenoir is 14.3 away from pulling a massive upset. Bryant and Stratton made their runs in this second half. At one point, they had a 28-13 extended run. Lenoir has kept its composure. Williams back at the line now. He's up to 20 points to lead all scorers. Looking to put an extra scoop of ice cream in the bowl in what will be a Lancers upset victory here today, barring a miracle here for Bryant and Stratton. They got to go for 3. Turner hoists, can't get it. Another rebound for the Lancers, and this is going to do it. The Lancers pull the upset, winning today 76-67. They're on to the semifinal as the first double-digit seed to reach the semifinals in this Region 10 D2 basketball tournament since who knows when, ladies and gentlemen. What a victory today for Lenoir as we take a look at the updated bracket. The Bobcats season comes to a close, 23-7. Still a very worthy turnaround for a team that was sub 500 last year. But today belongs to Lenoir. The Lancers win their 8th game of the season, and they will play the winner of our nightcap between Pitt and Fayetteville Tech in the semifinals tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. 76-67. The Lancers pull it off, and they move on. We'll take a, looks like about a 24-minute break, folks, and then we'll come back in 24 minutes, and we'll bring you the nightcap between the 3 and 6 seed. It's Fayetteville Tech and Pitt coming up next. Don't go away.